Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Welcome to another episode of the house show. Inshallah, I've got very esteemed guests here, myself obviously, and we've got some brothers who've just come here to sit down. Nah, I'm joking. This is brother Dawood. Let's start from the right. This is brother Dawood. I've got brother Sufyan. May Allah bless him, inshallah.
Okay.
Keep it real, inshallah. Yeah, nice shoes.
We supposed to take
Like
the
that.
shoes off?
Don't worry, sorry, you're going to get refuted in the comment section. Guys, also, I just want to say that a big shout out, a big thank to one of our main sponsors for our marriage documentary, inshallah, which is coming. I know that was lost hope, but inshallah, I'm perfecting it. Who's making it happen? The Muslim Box company, if I'm not mistaken. They do amazing gifts. Check them out. Inshallah, I'm going to put a link there. Do check them out. They are actually helping me to get the process running faster, inshallah. So may Allah bless them. They're one of our sponsors, as well as Human Relief Foundation, etc. Anyway, so basically today we're going to be reacting to a comment about a one-night stand. Yeah, okay. So this is something that I saw, and personally, I felt a bit, as a man, like I felt a bit like, not just uncomfortable, but hurt. Like I felt like hurt, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you guys. Yeah, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So this is not a video that we're reacting to. We're reacting to a comment, yeah, of somebody. Yeah, okay, so, okay, here we go. Here's it on the screen, yeah. So this is some guy called Trap. I don't want to mention his name. I'm going to probably blur it out, yeah. So he goes, so I had sex with this girl, and after we got done, she closed her eyes, started crying. I asked her, what's wrong? She said, you're going to leave me after this. And then he goes, bro, that, whatever, almost made me cry because she was right, yeah. So I don't know now. I don't know if the last comment, he means it in a sarcastic way, or he actually means that, actually that is what I'm going to do, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was
okay.
going to ask. Yeah.
So now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but me personally, I felt very distraught, yeah? The reason being is like, this guy is giving a reality. So if he's not being sarcastic, he's basically saying, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. So like, I'm going to assume it's not sarcastic because he's got this face there, yeah? But the reason I felt like a bit, disgusted, and it really affected me, is because it's just sad, because the thing is, if you look at society today, it's so mashed up, yeah? Somebody might come and say to me, you know what, she's a female, she has a right, she has a right to do this, if she feels like that. No, they don't. I don't think it's within a female's nature, I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's within a female's nature to just be messed around, that, they might act strong and be like, oh no, I'm an independent woman,
Yeah.
I choose who I want to sleep with, etc. But the fact that, this is going on, this is a reality that within women's nature, they need security. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, personally, I feel really, really upset, man. Like some people might say, look, come on, what's wrong with you acting like a woman? No, it's sad. The fact that she feels like you're going to leave me as well, it shows that this happened to her before.
Even to mention that,
Yeah.
they both of them acknowledge that this is the reality.
Yeah.
Both
exactly.
of them, so that she acknowledges prior to doing it,
Yeah.
and after the act,
Yeah.
that he's gonna leave her, and he acknowledged after that. Yeah,
That's
this
quite
is the
profound.
case.
See, that's why I like getting new people on the show. That was quite profound. Exactly. So you're telling me knowing
knowing the reality before it's happened,
and they still doing it.
still accepted it. So she's obviously she knows. They didn't mention anything. They didn't speak. It was after the act she started crying.
Yeah.
So prior to the act, they knew what was gonna happen. She knew that after the act he's gonna leave me.
So what does that really say? Because the thing is, if somebody knows it's going to happen and they're still doing it, are they a victim? What is it?
What I would say is acceptance
Yeah.
of reality. So her crying shows that obviously she doesn't want him to leave her. She's kind of, there's some emotion
Attachment.
There's some attachment towards
Yeah.
him, whether it be towards her dignity or whether there's something going on.
Yeah.
So after that, she's accepted the fact
Yeah.
that he's going to leave her. So and her crying shows that she's emotionally responding to it. She dislikes it.
So
I would say it shows acceptance because she doesn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
She just allows it to happen to her.
But that can be for two reasons, yeah? That could be either she's just a fake person, for example, she just likes doing it and just cries after. Or, which I believe the latter, is that she's trapped in a system.
Yeah.
And the system is like this. And she has no choice but to do it. Now, you might come and say, no, come on, do you get it? No one's forced her. But what I'm saying is that you need to understand, just because you haven't got a gun to your head, doesn't mean you're not forced. in a way, because if the system is letting the people down, where she's thinking, okay, look, I want to get married, I don't want to be in this room, I want to have one man that I can love and have children with, etc. But the system that we live in today, men ain't about that. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So I'm falling victim to the system. Yeah. So this is what I see. I see like somebody crying out, because it's like somebody who's sinning, and then they cry because they hate the sin, but they're doing it because maybe they fall into their desires or whatever it may be. But it's like, it reminds me of the man, the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, where he was drinking alcohol, yeah? And the companions would like say to him, like, look, what's wrong with you, yeah? Like, you get, imagine the Prophet, peace be upon him, is there, the messenger of Allah is there, and you're doing something, in front of him. And the companions would want to like whip him, yeah? And they would curse him. At one point, one companion started cursing him, like, may Allah do this. And so Prophet ﷺ stopped him. And he said, don't say that to him, I know he loves Allah and his messenger, yeah? So deep inside... Yeah, yeah?
Yeah. I know man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a joker.
Yeah, is it? Okay, yeah. It was a funny one. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, it just seems like somebody who's doing it out of... I don't know, what do you think, man? Like, personally, yeah.
Basically, when I read the tweet, it's actually quite shocking, because I mean, look at what he says at the start. He says, "So I had sex with this girl. Very casual.
Yeah,
it's very so." It really shows you where our society is, how culture has developed.
Yeah,
where you would kiss and tell to like a friend, and then maybe that friend would tell another friend. But it would kind of remain your circle. Now you don't know who this guy is, right? But you were able, through technology, you were able to have a window into someone's life and how they live their life. So what shocks me actually is the way he says it. He says it very casually. Well, so the other day I was walking in the park with my dog. Right, that's how he starts it, and then he says,
that's how normalized it's become.
Yeah, it has normalized, right? And then he goes on and says, we got done, so she closed her eyes. So from one, like, this casual thing that he was doing the other day, it gets very intense, because now he's confronted with her emotions. And then, strangely enough, that touches him. To me, if you were to ask me, do you think he's done that once? No. He seems to be someone he's been doing it. And I feel like this time was the time that really hit him. Something hit him. And it was the honesty of this girl. Because like you were saying early on, a lot of these girls... or for the fact, man as well, a lot of men or humans who are involved in that type of lifestyle tend to pretend that they're fine and they don't need anyone, and they move on after whatever happens. But the reality is that, you bond like these, like you bond energies. That act. I believe really in that, in this stuff. When you're in the act of intercourse, you are exchanging energies,
which is supposed to be, this act is supposed to be positive energy.
It's positive, it's sacred, right? We know of the hadith where it says, what the Sahaba said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Oh Rasulullah, do we get punished for having intercourse? No, do we get rewards for sleeping with our wives?" And then the Prophet said, "You get punishment for sins."
No, he said the way you get a sin for committing zina
is
the way you get reward for marriage. Yes,
for doing it in a halal way.
Yeah.
So the act of intercourse in a halal way is a sacred. It's very sacred, and it's something that is supposed to be between husband and wife.
Yeah.
Now we are living in a time where it's become like drinking water.
To be honest, this act, if you look in history, it's always been the case. Even if you follow love films from recent, they say every time someone's exposed themselves to someone else, they've lost a part of themselves. Yeah. So they say, for example, the best relationship will be the one with your first relationship. And if you have several relationships, you now, for example, protect yourself. You don't trust the person. You don't expose yourself to the
trust
person.
issues.
Of course, bro. It comes with a lot of madnesses. Now, one of the things, like, I'm just going to bring it in here, is like my marriage documentary, which is the whole fundamental thing behind it. And the reason why it's a bit late is because I'm trying to perfect it in a way where the whole point behind it is to avoid the zina. Yeah, it's my journey of, this is what I went through to avoid zina. Yeah, the ups and downs and the madness and all that crazy stuff that you will watch, inshallah. This is the struggle, because it's so destructive. Zina is so destructive to the soul. If I'm not mistaken,
zina is for the English-speaking people.
Like it's sex outside of marriage. Yeah, it's so destructive. And if I'm not mistaken, Salahuddin Ayyubi, he said, if you want to destroy a nation, make promiscuous stuff like within the community make it happen. Like basically, that will ruin the communities.
Yeah.
So the thing is, that's why it's really, really important. You know that. It just shows you how destructive it is, man. It just really shows how destructive it is, and it's really sad, man. Like I said before,
another thing that I'll ask you both.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming this person he's known, right? The guy who's tweeting it.
I don't even know.
To me, it seems like a random.
It just sounds like a random guy, man. It's just been
But
retweeted.
for the tweet to
Yeah.
So if you was in the female's position,
Yeah.
even the tweet. See, this is why Islam protects the woman in all angles, because even the tweet.
Yeah.
Now, for example, imagine it's something that she's now bypassed. She's now
it's
over the
backbiting,
situation.
Yeah.
Now it's exposed.
Yes.
Even if no one knows who it is,
Yeah.
she's now remembering the
Psychologically,
situation again.
Yeah.
And if it's posted again, she's remembering
Very
it again.
profound. Very
So
profound.
even in Islamic perspective, when you think of protection, even in this aspect, she's being protected. Because even though he's not mentioned anything, but like you said, now it's become it's our video right now.
People who know him and know her might know.
Yeah, might know the situation.
Yeah,
She might have spoken to her friend about it,
Yeah.
and then to see that her friend found out through elsewhere.
Yeah.
But you see also what this shows me, this tweet. It really shows me where we're going as humans, and that we're totally losing our humanity. Because, I mean, this was given birth by the sexual revolution of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Where females, and in particular, because, you know, females have always been kept in like this cage, apparently. Not that from different aspects, I agree, but from a sexual perspective, this is what has happened 50 years after this revolution. You know, I can sleep with whoever I want. I can do whatever I want with my sexuality. But you see, fast forward to 2018, you have humans crying after an act where you should actually feel more relaxed. You should feel
You shouldn't feel like that.
relieved.
And
You should feel loved.
And there's a lot of people.
She feels the opposite, and that's the birth of being free and do whatever you want. It has consequences.
Exactly.
You see, for the young people that are thinking everything is excitement.
Yeah.
Everything is play.
Yeah.
Everything is joy. And whether he's a young boy, whether he's a young girl, this is an example for the young females. She's supposed to be doing something that is supposed to be a desire, is supposed to be exciting, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, all the girls are being directed towards that.
Yeah.
She's now come after that act and she's crying.
Yeah.
Now, when someone's crying out of feeling bad, normally it's a dire situation.
Yeah.
It's not something that's normal. You don't get shouted at your teacher and you cry unless.
And this works in a different ways, man. Like there is situations where there's girls, there's sisters who are good sisters, good people, but because sometimes I blame a lot of the time the brothers. You know, and some brothers say to me, "Why?" Because I believe, like. No, well, I blame the brothers because, they give false hopes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's sisters in control. Like, in a way where, sister, if you do not allow it, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Unless it's rape. It's, the situation, you need to understand that you're in control. Now, you might come and say you manipulate me. Yes, okay, but you're still in control to say, no, I fear Allah. And that's the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala legislated that your wali, your father's in that place as your protector. Why? Yeah. Because a man knows a man. Everything that Allah and His Messenger have said, believe me, the Prophet ﷺ doesn't talk or utter, but there is wisdom behind it. There is nothing. Even today when we had food, usually he orders his own food, I ordered my own food, Today we went and said, you know what we're going to eat? I ordered some stuff where we shared together. Bro, that plate was clean. And the Prophet ﷺ said...
Had an apple.
And the Prophet ﷺ said, what's enough for one is enough for two. And you live it.
Sunnah,
so it's a sunnah. And the Prophet ﷺ, whatever he says it for a reason. Like the man who came and said, the Prophet, O Messenger of Allah, make zina permissible for me. And the Prophet ﷺ, obviously, if it was, you get a few brothers who studied the religion here, they would have done backflips, would probably beat the crap out of the guy. But look at the hikmah of the Prophet ﷺ. He reasoned with him. And some of the comments probably were going to beat him up. And he's asking the Prophet, Messenger of Allah, to make something haram that's halal. He said, would you like that for your sister? He made him realize. And this guy, if you're watching this, I don't know whoever he is, I don't know if you watch it, but would you like that for your sister? Imagine someone doing that to your sister. So the act is wrong. We're not saying don't do it because it's going to be done to your sister. The act from the get-go is wrong. So I'm gonna wrap up. Is there any last words you guys want to say?
I mean, I think this is a very interesting topic, and also what is very interesting is that it's showing you humans. This is what happens when for 50 years you have a diesel car and you put petrol into it. Eventually, the engine will crack.
Yes.
And that's exactly what's happening. She is a human. She's acting the way a human would act.
Yes.
If you're doing something that humans are supposed to do in a certain way,
Yeah.
you're doing it the wrong way. That's
Exactly.
the reaction
It's
to everyone. And also another thing, I just wanted to correct you. Early on, you said females feel in a certain way. Man feel equally in a certain way. They feel vulnerable. If a man gets rejected by a girl he likes, or he knows that the girl is playing him, men are very hurt by that too.
No, of course, but I don't. Do you think it's on the same level where it's like a woman is actually being used for a certain act? Because for men, it's like sometimes pleasure. Do you get it?
The culture that we're in nowadays. I mean, I don't want to reference him, but Drake came out with a type of music for men. To like, he has songs where he talks about how female played him.
No,
Do you know what I mean? That type of that didn't
for this
it didn't exist before, but now in 2018 you have that. What I want to say is very important that people need to understand that this act here has been rapped about or has been sung about. You know, like the side chick thing a few years ago. It was very big. Side chick. They were being accepted. Oh, I'm number two. I'm number two. Like I'm the side chick.
I'm gonna do another video on that as well. By the way.
But that so it's things that are in culture and they're sung by artists. They're shown on these reality shows, Love and Hip Hop. So it normalizes things, and then you see people talking about it like it's nothing.
You see, again, this whole
You've got.
No, this is
1 minute.
This whole tweet. I mean, what it shows is, if you just follow completely your desires and you don't think, and you don't follow your brain, then the act of following your desires is going to lead to self-harm.
Yeah.
Just by doing the desire itself.
Yes.
Now, if you fulfill your desire, but you start thinking of how, you think, okay, is this person right for me? Is this person, is he going to leave me? Okay, if he's going to leave me, I don't need him. Is this person going to stay with me? Can I have kids with him? And you do the act.
It's long term. It's not like a
self-development.
So it's not like a fix.
Yeah, of course. You become a better person when you do the right things. Islam doesn't stop your desires.
Yeah.
It's not to stop your desires.
No, of course not.
It's to control them.
Fulfill them in the right way.
Control them, fulfill them.
In the right way, yeah.
So what is the moral of the story then?
The moral of the story is, like Allah says in the Quran, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا.
No, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا.
I say it right, yeah?
No.
You just have to check with my teacher. Do not even come close to zina. Very simple. This is very, very simple. It's very simple in front of you guys. And like I said before, the difference between us, the animals and the angels. If you follow your desires, what's the difference between you and that cat or animal? He eats like you and goes to the toilet like you, and he's following his desires. There's no difference. If you want to be better than the angels, Allah has given you a free will. Yeah, the angels have to do as they're told. You have the free will to abstain from it. That's it, brothers and sisters. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, inshallah. Once again, inshallah, I want to say thank you to the Muslim Box Company. May Allah bless them. Check out their products as well. Inshallah, the marriage documentary, we are working very hard on it, inshallah. It's going to come out at the end soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.